Hello, global travellers. For some time now, I've been mildly complaining that I'm bored. I got nothing to do here. I never see anyone, and stuck here on my own, and fed up with the same thing every day and whatever. So I got made an offer I couldn't refuse. Really, Tam, which is one of Noy's nephews. He's the guy that comes here every day and feeds the dogs. Anyway, he had some business up in Noy's hometown, so he had to go up there, and he wanted to borrow our car to do it. So they wondered if I'd just like to come along to go for the ride and, help pay for some gasoline and whatever. At least it gets me out the house. So I said, why not? It's going to be a bit weird doing this trip without Noy, because pardon me, I've never been up there on my own before. But so anyway, I did, and I just got back this morning. So let's see how I did. Look like I'm in a holiday mood. I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to cover, but it's just after 9 o'clock in the morning, and Tam and we're going to drive up to Noy's hometown in Calasin. The old 1,500 kilometre drag. He has some business up there for about 3 days, so I'm just coming along for the ride. Help to pay for the gasoline, and it gets me out of the house for a while, so why not? So let's do it. I'm pretty sure there'll be some footage along the way. Going to spend the night in Bangkok tonight, I think. So anyway, talk to you later. Bye-bye. This is a site I've been wanting to catch for a long time, and I'm not sure I've done it successfully here even, but on the back of this truck there are a number of monkeys, and they are used to shin up the trees and pick the coconuts. And of course, well-meaning do-gooders from the West have wanted to ban this because they say it's exploiting the monkeys, but they know nothing about everything, of course, and these monkeys are actually part of the family, and I think they actually get treated better than they would in the wild. But you'd be well advised to steer clear of them, because they literally are like demons from hell. They are immensely strong, and they possess an absolutely evil temperament. As I found out to my cost, if you get too close to them, they'll make a lunge for you and rip the hat off your head, cut your skull open, do a lot of stuff. And now we've got the usual crop of well-meaning left-wing liberals who've probably seen something like this on photographs, never been here, and want to interfere with other people's lives and ban this and ban that. They make me sick. Well, we got into Bangkok, to the hotel area at about 9:30 last night. Checked into a hotel. It was great. I love hotels, and even though this was more expensive than I'd been promised, in a way I didn't mind paying for it, because it was just like the good old days, my good old working days, checking into an excellent hotel and having a comfortable cold bed for the night. So that was great. So this is me, obviously. The other shot was of the car just sitting there, and I have to get around to cleaning it, I suppose. But anyway, we're now, I don't know, a couple of 100 kilometers north of Bangkok on the push through to Noy's hometown, whose name I can never remember. It's only got 2 roads, so I'm surprised it's got a name actually. But anyway, that's still a long way in the future. I doubt very much if we're going to get there, sometime this evening, I would guess. So I'm just gonna finish my can of beer, and we'll be on our way again. We picked up one passenger, Pang, who's going up to the village as well. So anyway, almost time to get going. Cheers. Titanic is about to set sail. And we're off. There's so much noise coming from the engine of this noble craft that I better voice this over. This is a real treat for me. This is the big lake that's right on the edge of my hometown, so we've almost arrived, but there's a new thing. Every time you come back there's a new thing. I've never seen jet skis on this lake before, but the water's high at the moment, and it's like the old Star Ferry days. I could sit there and just take an hour-long video of the engine of the boat pushing us over, you know, and rather strange like that. It's interesting, the water level is really high here. Damn sight more than it is back in on Phuket. Just off the ferry now and fast approaching the hometown. It's probably only about 10 kilometers away now, so we're now on farm track roads, but these have been remade recently. The first evening, and standard Thai party ensues, which is like an eating fest. I mean, thanks to me, I bought a case of beer, so my standard entertainment, which is a drinking fest, also ensues. Well, good morning. It's the next day. I don't think the video of the little photos I shot of the party last night will come out very well, because there wasn't much light, but seemingly within minutes of me arriving here, the place was surrounded. It was full of people, and I went out and bought a box of beer, and it developed into a huge party. The food was good, actually. I must admit I was hungry, but you know what my aversion to Isaan food, but this was good. It was really beautiful barbecued fish and chicken and rice and shit like that. That's really all I needed. So yeah, so there's Tam in the background. So here we are. Oh yeah, you can just see the little. So this is really quite strange for me, because it's the first time I've been here when Noi's mother is now not here anymore. She's died, and it's obviously the first time I've ever been here when Noi isn't here as well. So it's quite poignant, but yeah, you know what I'm like for memories and whatever, and especially with Noi's mother being dead, you know, I'm very conscious of the fact that an era has gone, and those days that I spent here in the past will never come again. And I'm getting older too, you know, I'm very conscious of that fact. So definitely the idea of an era having passed, and now for this house and this community, it's new territory. Not so much for me, because you know I'm not going to spend much time here anymore, obviously. So
I had I had grand hopes one day of, being able to come here and stay here for a month or two. Could even do it on my own, so I thought, but no, it's not going to happen. But well, this is a baby step. I'm just here for about 3 days on my own. Let's see if we can survive that, shall we, before we stop thinking about anything else. I've got some very early video and very early photos of that pump. That pump's been there, well, since way before I ever came here, and taken best part of 20 years ago with small children pumping away at it.
I had to search back through my records, but these photos came from a visit in 2009 when it was a little less built up and a little more open in that area. Here we can see the kids from the local temple, and that is looking back towards the house.
Saudi Cup. So anyway, yeah, luckily I had the foresight to bring some coffee with me, but we're going to go to Low Tuck in a little while. One thing I always worried about in the very, very early days was if I bought something halfway decent, would they look after it? I really needn't have worried about that kind of stuff. Well, thanks to this, it's me. Thanks to this camera, I can't quite get. But here's the car, look. And we arrived late yesterday afternoon, and it was a hell of a party and everything, and I don't know what time they got to bed. I went to bed pretty early, but someone has washed this already this morning. No, it's perfectly clean. I never asked them to do it. They did it. So yeah, they look after stuff, which is a good thing. There's a big investment in that car, and there's a big investment in this house too. I put quite a lot of money into this house, but what its future is going to be, God alone knows. That's up to Noi. I mean, she'll keep it. She'll never sell it, but she won't live here anymore. It'll just be used as a residence for her family, I would think. I don't know. It's not my business. So anyway, that's the first morning's report, and I'll go and finish my coffee. Bye bye. So I'm inside the temple, and just come here to see if I can find where Noi's family has been placed. I know it's over here somewhere. Maybe she's got the photos in it already. She said she was going to do that. When they die, they're always cremated over here, and the ashes get put inside these things, This is where they come, and you can see who they were. Quite poignant, really. There's a lot of them. Hopefully a lot of them are childhood photos. I think this is it here, because I know that is Noi's papa, because I've seen that photo before, and next to him must be Noi's mama, and I've never seen her photo as a young girl, and she looks remarkably like Noi. And yes, there's Chert, Noi's son. That's bottom left. Top left is her sister, who died many years ago. when I first started coming over here, before we ever had the house. She died, and we had to go to Pattaya to pick up her daughter who'd been abandoned. Bottom right, I think, is Noi's other son, whose name I'm ashamed to say I've forgotten. And top right, I don't know. I'll have to ask. But yeah, poignant. Anyway, that's where they all are. And obviously I can't get them in. I'm glad I found them. Glad I found them. So many people. Well, it's the same as a British cemetery, isn't it? It's just done in a different way. Better this way in some ways, because at least you don't have the, you know, British cemeteries tend to go to rack and ruin and end up going back to nature, don't they? Get abandoned, all the stones fall over, they get taken away, lost, broken, God knows what else. Who's to say this isn't better? Although I don't like the idea of cremation personally, but try not to think about things like that. So we came back this morning and tidied the place up, put some new flowers and sprayed perfume water all over the place. Anyway, it beats the hell out of a deserted and rotten English churchyard, I suppose. Although obviously there were sanctuaries for wildlife, but anyway, that's a different issue. So that was this morning's little job. Rest in peace.
And just a few stills to show the finished product and the mini shrine-y thing in the garden that Sid was tidying up. I'd like to speak for a moment about this guy. I see him every time I visit the village, and I seem to draw him like a magnet. But he was one of the first people I ever met when I came here all those years ago, as I'm fond of saying. These two photos were taken a long time ago, and obviously he's younger here. I met him at one of the very first Songkran visits to the village, and there was a football tournament going on, and he came up to me and he kind of took to me straight away. It soon became apparent he wasn't quite right in the head, and they told me this was down to dabbling in drugs. He seems to have deteriorated a bit since those days, and now he just wanders around the village, and people feel sorry for him and they take him in and feed him. But you have to be careful who you look down on, because he's never forgotten me. He always remembers my name, and I certainly don't remember his. And he speaks much better English than I speak Thai. So there's a backstory here. He's smart, and I wonder what he was like before he burned his brain out with Yaba. Anyway, good luck to him, and we'll continue the return journey in the next episode.